right. Hello and welcome to Drunken Dragon Gaming, where the drinks are cold, the meals are warm, and the games are on fire. Tonight is tabletop night. We're traveling back into the world of Ixia, where the group left off over in Jiaosao. We had a few things going on there. Still had some shopping things to do, a little bit more storyline to be able to plug in there. And we got a couple other areas to visit before we come to this place that I designed. I'm excited about this map and the plans for it. And then y'all can kind of see over here on the right-hand side, just briefly, there's a list of monsters that I've got put together for the party to play with. So it should be an interesting game if we get around to the combat. I did have one person let me know that they weren't going to be able to make it. Sounded like they kind of hit their cap on their internet. But I do have Savage Gaming over here in Discord with me, so I'm going to go ahead and unmute myself. And we're going to hang out until the rest of our players show up. All right. We are live here with Savage Gaming.
Well, SavageGM.
SavageGM. So, but no, one of the things I was talking to him about, chat, was I was thinking about a updated campaign to be able to play in. We won't be doing it anytime soon. You know, I'll wait until we wrap up our fantasy campaign. And my fantasy campaigns, they take years to run through. But you know, one of the ones I'm thinking about doing is a Weird West Monster Hunters International type of game. Kind of based around the 1870s-ish. One of the ones I want to look up, a specific NPC that I want to have available. And that's going to kind of decree what the time period is going to be, Scott, is I need to look up when Bass Reeves was active as a U.S. Marshal.
I think that may have been 1880.
Well, I mean, after all, you know, the Lone Ranger's based off of him. Wrong skin tone, but they got the Lone Ranger based off of him. You know, he was one of my favorite characters from history. And, if it's 1880s, and that gives us the timeline of, I think that's after Jesse James. Because Jesse James and the James Younger gang, those were just after the Civil War.
1875.
Bass Reeves, that's when he was active.
Judge Isaac Parker appointed, a federal judge, appointed him as U.S. Marshal, or appointed some other guy, James F. Fagan, as U.S. Marshal, and told him to hire 200 deputy U.S. Marshals. So, Reeves was assigned as U.S. Marshal for Western District of Arkansas. Served there until 1893, so probably around 1875 to 1893.
Yeah, I knew that he had a long service record.
And then he transferred to the Eastern District of Texas in Paris, Texas. And in 1897, transferred again. Worked for 32 years as a federal peace officer in the Indian Territory, a.k.a. Oklahoma.
Yep.
So, let's see. So he got done in 32. So 1907. He was a deputy until 1907, and he passed away 3 years later, 1910.
So yeah, like I said, he had a long service record.
Yeah, actually, the Wikipedia says 1875 to 1910. So.
Okay. Hey, Rob, what's going on? Well, he's in Discord.
Man, make a character that got a really good mustache then. Or somebody wears a bustier.
Well, and he was supposed to be a crack shot as well.
Yeah.
You know, he's the... I mean, he's kind of around the same time as, Wyatt Earp and some of those other lawmen. I mean, there's no stories as to whether or not they ever met or not, and the United States is huge, especially when you're riding on horseback.
Yeah.
So chances are they probably never crossed paths. But they probably definitely knew of each other because they both,
Well, by reputation.
Yeah.
Of course.
So, all right, awesome. Rob's here. Our runaway, our runaway has made it back. But I think he's working on getting his microphone working.
His microphone hates him.
So at least we got one other person, and we'll have to explain, him catching up to y'all.
Yeah, we had a double back, remember?
All right, Prospect. Hey, gone home? What's going on? But yeah, I mean we'll pick him up along the way. We'll drop off Dr. Octopus's character somewhere, or we'll have her go back to the Raven camp. That way she'll be available, whenever she's able to make it back to our game, because I know she's not feeling well.
Yeah, you're probably going to have to research these folks.
Yeah.
Figure out the timeline. I mean, and then you could just use them as NPCs if you wanted to.
That's what I was planning on doing. Mm-hmm. And maybe not specifically them as NPCs, or maybe create NPCs that are based off of them,
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Because, especially when you use historical figures, people expect certain things, but different people have different opinions on what a historical figure should have been like, And so when you portray your version of Bass Reeves, somebody goes, "That's not what he would have been like. I read yada yada yada," and you're left just kind of going, "This is my game. Go away." But yeah, I mean, I've been itching to get back into Monster Hunters ever since I played Monster Hunters with you, Scott, when you ran the game. I enjoyed that game so much.
I've read all the books, so I have a unique perspective.
Now, from what I understand, one of the main characters may have even been alive back during the 1800s. What's his name? Frank?
Oh yeah, he was brought on board in the 1700s.
Jeez. So
he's a golem.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Frank's a golem.
See, I've never read any of the books, so I've got real limited information on it. So that's why I said
you need to at least read the first one, Monster Hunter International.
So, but I mean, that's why I was saying like Monster Hunter International rather than saying Monster Hunter International, because I have not nearly enough.
Yeah, Larry Correa. Yeah, great. He's a great author. He's a really good author.
Freezing on Titan. Why are you freezing on Titan? Rob, how's feel free to start speaking whenever your mic starts working.
You want this timeline, Chris. This is a good piece of
okay.
Stuff. I mean, it gives you a lot of events to work with too.
Well, and I was also thinking that we might get to a portion of this campaign where we have a good pause spot, and maybe do the Weird West thing.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Ooh, that would be cool.
There you are. We got you. I can hear you now.
Too many ways to connect the thing. I just try all of them.
All right. Now let's see. You sound
the last one you choose. So.
That's right.
All right. You sound far away, so let me adjust your volume.
Yeah. I'm using little earbuds.
I got you.
Yeah, July 21st, 1873, the James Ogre gang commits the first train robbery in the history of the West.
Yep. Yeah, I knew that about them. And I knew why they did the train robbery. Because the train moguls, decided to take their land and ran a train through their farm.
Yeah.
And they went, you know what? Screw you.
Wild Bill Hickok was killed in Deadwood in the Dakota Territory on August 2nd, 1876.
Okay.
At a poker game. Apparently he was cheating, so he got shot.
So yeah, if I do it around 1870-ish.
Oh yeah, there's a it's a boatload of stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the era of the quote-unquote Wild West, you know. You had the West before the Civil War, but it really became what we know as the Wild West after the Civil War. Well, because after the Civil War, we went into that huge Western expansion.
Of course, yeah, because of the railroads. You know,
Mm-hmm.
the idea that was following up with Thomas Jefferson's Manifest Destiny, and the edict was, the railroads, as long as they build track westward, they get all the land within 100 miles or 100 acres of the rail.
Yeah. Yeah, that when they made that particular
The railroads practically went, they almost went, bankrupt trying to build this rail, but then again, they were able to turn around and sell this land
Yep.
and access to it for, certainly more than the government was, paying or selling it for. And so that's where they made all their money.
Let's see, Janor. I don't see him online. Oh, no, he shows just as away. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll plan on bringing you back to the party, Rob, tonight. Should be fairly easy.
Sounds good.
No, you're gonna show up with a wolf attached to your butt because you can't get it off. It's a joke.
I'll take whatever I can get.
He's sitting there going, "Woo, free pet!" I'm going, yeah, but it's stuck to your butt. So.
Doggy on my butt, knock him off. The wolfie on my butt, knock him off.
Oh, where did that nail go? So, yeah, I've been excited about getting a run game. Even with everything that I've had happen this week, Scott, kind of gives me a moment to step away from everything.
Yeah, I had like 3 different maps I was trying to do or prepare, and none of them were quite right for Zion itself.
Okay.
For that game, so I finally buckled down and just went for it, and then it turned out so well, and then I had to figure out how am I going to connect that to the library. So.
Okay.
But I got it figured out. Y'all are going to be really appreciative.
Yeah, I had a chance to log in and check out the crates because
it's all posted, yeah.
Because all my inventory that I got, chat in the other game from the previous, run where I'm the only guy left, so I got all the stuff. So Scott was nice enough to make the full list of all the stuff.
Yeah, actually, I created it in GCS and then imported the list into a compendium. So
Okay.
it should be under player loot, I think, in the compendiums.
Yeah, I know it was a ton of stuff, and and at that point in time,
it was.
I'd been, we had somebody else that was doing the recording of, everything we'd gotten. But since they left, and then found out that they had written it all on paper and never put it on the character sheet or put it in any notes anywhere inside of Foundry, I've been winging it a little bit.
Well, it's there. I mean, I originally had made this list when I put together everything and had it imported already. But, apparently lost track of it in all my other compendiums. So.
Ah.
But it is at the forefront now.
So that means the Weasel has lots of toys now.
Oh yeah, everybody's got toys.
I almost wanted to take an additional disadvantage, and I was just going to put it at 0 points because I don't want the points for it. But just because of the way that I've been playing the Weasel, he's almost got compulsive generosity. He meets new people and he goes, "Oh, you are underdressed. Here, I got some stuff."
You might want to. At least you're getting points for it.
Well, I'm already at my 50-point cap for disadvantages, so.
Yeah.
No, the best thing I can do is sit down and when I can finally find some time, sit down and write up his backstory on Scabbard.
Yeah, one day.
Like I said, when I can find the time.
Join doing the write-ups. I try to take down important names and stuff as we're playing.
Oh, that's appreciated.
That's why I sometimes ask you how something's spelled.
Yeah, I got points figured out for Denduro. He's got, and I also had worked on the Scabbard link. So he's got some connections and stuff, plus the write-up and everything. Pushed him over the hump for getting a star.
Nice. Yeah, my big thing is I want to get the write-up done so that it will put me into a full screen, but I didn't want to do that until we actually started because I was actually going through some of my marketplace stuff from Roll20 and see if there's anything there that I wanted to download. Because I haven't downloaded everything that I bought on Roll20 yet. Because I figure if I bought it, then I want to have the stuff available to use over here, Hey, and we've got ourselves a Janor with us.
Yay.
And with the current player base, I believe that is everybody that will be showing up tonight.
Well, at least that's what, 3?
Well, it gives me 3 out of 4.
We need others. I hope we can just scare her off.
Me too. But she did say that she was going to try watching it, try to watch the games. So
but she didn't.
We'll see if she pops up in chat. But let me move myself over here where the rest of the players should be looking. Because we were playing around in Jalisao at the end of our last game. Having a lovely dinner.
Hello? Can I be heard?
There you are. We got you now, Janor.
He is
My
heard.
microphone was set wrong.
It's going around a bit.
Well, hey,
I have 2 different computer, or rather, USB hubs that I end up using my laptop at a regular basis. And so anytime I switch back and forth, it messes up all of my settings.
Yeah, well, a lot of times I have the same problem with like Streamlabs and everything. And yesterday, while I was in the midst of doing some stuff on my system, getting ready to put up my stream for last night when I played Enshrouded, all of a sudden the microphone wasn't working on Discord. It wasn't working anywhere. And then I was sitting there going, it's awfully quiet. And so then I take my headset off going, is this thing powered on? Yeah, it's powered on. Okay. But then I'm sitting here looking at the feed over on Streamlabs. I'm going, oh, wow, it's not playing my music. It's not pulling the desktop sound. It's not pulling anything. So I was able to go in and tweak it prior to stream and got the microphone and everything working because it went to some weird device because apparently I changed which USB port I had the receiver in for my headset. And it screwed up everything. And so, I couldn't hear the background music I was trying to play or anything like that. And it didn't refuse to play too. I noticed over on Streamlabs. So, but today, I managed to spend about 15 minutes and got the music playing properly on Streamlabs. Everything is set properly, so I got the fantasy music running in the background. I've got, everything's up and going. Discord's working, so we're good. So let you know, JNR, I'm sure you saw the messages that Dr. Octopus, wound up sick, and she said it was going to take her down for a little while. Sounds like she's got kind of a weakened immune system, I think. But sounds like she'll plan on rejoining us once she's healthy again. And Pi is not able to join us tonight because he thinks he hit his maximum on his internet band. Yep. He ran out of internet, so he's not able to join us tonight. Apparently over in Europe, yes.
I know some internet plans have like throttling if you go over certain
Although,
amount.
If I remember correctly, Pi is over on the West Coast. He's not in Europe.
In that case, he's got a crap plan.
So,
one of them throttled types.
Yeah.
They do that kind of thing over there in California,
They do. But, apparently he hit his hard cap on his internet bandwidth, he sent me.
Capitalism, it'll get you every time.
So tonight we'll be playing with just the four of us. We'll bring Rob back in. Your character hasn't even got to meet him yet, so that'll be fun. We can do some introductions there. And to be perfectly honest, the little bit that you've gotten to play, Rob, you've never really gotten to truly introduce yourself to Rinvoq. We kind of had the blow by interview and introduction, and that was as far as we made it.
I pledged my loyalty and then I vanished.
Right. As well as, yeah, man, I'll work for you. I mean, you must have hired a contractor, Scott.
Well, I mean...
So as soon as you had the job ready for them, they disappeared.
Must have got a better offer.
Oh, it was time for my break.
Teleportation mishap. Always a teleportation mishap. That's what causes it.
Hey, Mustafa. All right, so chat, we are getting ready to actually start kicking off the game. And so once we actually kick off, I won't be conversing with y'all via voice anymore. I will be conversing with y'all via text, along with the rest of the players that wish to. I leave that as optional to them as to whether or not they wish to partake of being in chat and answer any questions you all have in between their scenes. I never make that a requirement because that would be rude. Give me a moment to finish the cigarette, and then we'll kick things off. Now, see, Scott, when we wrapped up game last week, or 2 weeks ago, we wrapped it up with the dinner wrapping up, right?
I believe so. Gosh, that seemed like forever ago.
So there's still stuff to do here in Jalasal. Places to visit, NPCs to meet. So we may want to do some of that tonight, because I don't want to get y'all into the meat of the traveling. We can still travel.
I've been getting hors d'oeuvres for like 2 weeks now, man.
Well, then you should be happy.
Oh, no.
I mean, tiny stomach, that means hors d'oeuvres. You can just snack all day long, because, they process quickly, right?
Yes and no.
We'll go through some stuff in Jalasal. If we do wrap up in Jalasal, we'll got another stop that we're going to make before they actually head into the forest, I think. So, and then the stories of the forest I'm excited about it. I'm excited about running this particular storyline. It's one that I spent some time developing, and got the outline written down, all that kind of good stuff. I have the what if they turn left to Albuquerque?
What episode is this?
I have no idea.
I just wondered how many I'd missed.
I think. Well,
last
one. Yeah, my track is. It should be up. This should be session 21.
That sounds about right. Yep.
But,
Yeah. Hey, last week I wrote it up as episode question mark.
There you
go. But I tried starting the episodes off from because we'd finished up that one that one leg, and so the only player that was left was Rinvoq. So we did a little bit of time getting new players and whatnot. And so it's like, okay, well, it's not a new campaign, but it's a new story arc. And so I was thinking about starting to name the episodes by the story arc and calling it episode 1 of that story arc. And that way, each time we move into a new story arc, it'll start back at episode 1. That's a thought that I had.
Oh no, not a thought.
Yeah, it's a bad habit of mine.
You need to stop that shit.
I know, I'm not at work. Mm-hmm. I get paid to work. I get paid to think at work.
Doing this stuff